My feet, once rooted in the quiet soil of a forgotten temple, now stood on something cold, hard, and impossibly smooth. The air, it tasted different, not of incense and damp earth, but of strange spices, burnt sugar, and a sharp, metallic tang I couldn't place. For centuries, my world was the slow creep of vines, the whisper of wind through stone corridors, and the occasional scuttling of a lizard across my face. Now it was a symphony of chaos. Towering structures of glass and steel pierced the sky, far grander than any cigarette I had ever guarded. They reflected the sun in a way that made my stone eyes ache. Flying chariots without beasts to pull them roared past, their noise a physical blow against my silent form, and the people, so many people, they moved like a river, a torrent of bright colors and hurried steps, each one a universe of concerns I couldn't comprehend. They didn't evolve or leave offerings, they just passed by. My name is Lama Su, a guardian spirit, a bull with the head of a man and the wings of an eagle. I was carved from a single block of alabaster to protect the gates of a greatest Aryan king. My purpose was singular, eternal, or so I thought. Now I stood in a city square, a curiosity, a piece of history displaced in time. My stone beard, which had weathered millennia of sandstorms, felt the unfamiliar mist from a nearby fountain. In my old life, time was measured by the sun's journey across the sky and the changing of seasons. Here, time was a frantic pulse. Little glowing rectangles appeared in the hands of the people, ladies staring to them, their faces illuminated, then hurry on. A young one, a child, broke away from her mother's hand. She stopped before me, her eyes wide with a wonder I hadn't seen in ages. She didn't see a relic. She saw a monster, a myth, a story. She reached out a tiny hand and touched my hoof. The warmth of her skin against my cold stone was a shock, a connection across thousands of years. It was a fleeting moment before her mother pulled her back into the river of people, but it was enough. As the sun began to set, painting the glassed hours in hues of orange and purple, the city transformed. A billion tiny stars bloomed to life, not in the sky, but on the ground, on the buildings, on the roaring chariots. It was a different kind of celestial beauty, artificial yet breathtaking. The songs didn't cease. They just changed their rhythm, a new kind of music for the night. I saw groups of people gathering, laughing, sharing food from paper containers. Their joy was so angry joy I understood, even if their words were foreign. A man with a strange, stringed instrument sat on a bench near me. He began to play, and the melody wasn't of my time, but it was filled with longing that resonated deep within my stone heart. It spoke of love, of loss, of finding a place in a world that is constantly changing. For a moment, I wasn't a statue in a foreign land. I was just a listener, part of the city's nightly ritual. I had been brought here to be observed, to be studied. They called this new place a museum without walls, but as my first day ended and my first night began, I realized something. I wasn't just being observed, I was observing too. I was learning the rhythms of this new, bewildering world. My purpose was no longer to guard a gate that had long since turned to dust. Perhaps my new purpose was to simply be here, a silent witness to this incredible, chaotic, beautiful future, to remind the people rushing by of the long, deep story that came before them. And as the city slept, or at least pretended to, under its blanket of artificial light, I stood my watch, no longer a guardian of a king, but a guardian of memory. A bridge between the world that was and the world that is. My first day was over. I had a feeling the next few thousand years were going to be very, very interesting. I am Lama Su, and this is my new home. I wonder what stories I'll have to tell after 1,000 more sunrises in this city of light and sound. Thanks for listening to my story. If you're fascinated by the tales hidden in ancient artifacts, make sure to subscribe for more journeys through time. The seasons turn, a concept I once measured by the flooding of the Tigris and the heat of the deserts, and now it's the color of the leaves in the park across the street, turning from vibrant green to fiery red and gold. Then they fall, leaving the branches bare against a gray sky, sometimes dusted with a soft, white powder that melts at the first touch of a weaker sun. Spring returns not with the roar of a conquering army, but with the quiet courage of small flowers pushing through the earth. Each cycle is a page turned in a book I can't put down. My own gaze, once fixed on the gates of Nineveh to ward off chaos. now watches a different kind of procession, metal chariots, gleaming under the sun, and glowing with their own light at night, moving ordered lines. They don't carry kings or soldiers, but ordinary people, each lost in their own world. They hold small, glowing rectangles in their hands, their faces illuminated by the pale light, their thumbs dancing across the surface. Are these the nucleate tablets, holding the stories and accounts of this era? They tap and swipe, their focus so intense. I wonder what epics they are writing, what decrees they are reading. Children still approach me, their curiosity at endless bridge. They run their small hands over my wings, their fingers tracing the cuneiform inscriptions that tell of King Ashurnasirpal's might. Their parents read the plaque at my feet, their voices a soft murmur, translating my ancient story into their modern tongue. A guardian, they say, from old and far away and a time long ago. I am no longer a sentinel of a living empire, but a guardian of memory. My purpose has shifted. I protect not a palace of earthly power, but the fragile idea of a world that once was. Sometimes, at night, when the museum halls are empty and silent, the cities hum a distant lullaby. I feel the weight of the ages. I remember the scent of cedarwood burning in braziers, the sound of lyres, the fervent prayers of priests. These memories are sharp, vivid, yet they belong to a ghost world. Now, the dominant sounds are the sirens that wail in the distance, the thumping bass from a passing vehicle, the distant laughter from a late-night cafe. The air smells of rain on asphalt and exhaust fumes, a stark contrast to the dust and spice of my first life. I've seen them erect new towers of glass and steel that scrape the clouds, monuments to this new civilization's ambition. They build them with cranes that mimic the necks of great beasts, lifting impossible weights with groaning. Greece, the city is a living thing, constantly shedding its skin, growing, evolving, and I remain a constant in this whirlwind of change, a paradox of stone and moving, yet having traveled further than any king I ever served. My beard, once a symbol of royal strength, now sometimes catches the glint of a photographer's flash. People pose before me, making gestures I don't understand, capturing my image in their glowing rectangles. In an instant, my likeness travels across the world, faster than the swiftest messenger on horseback. I have become a landmark, a meeting point, a backdrop for 1,000 different lives. Each photo, each shared image, is a whisper of my name into the future, ensuring that Nineveh and the world I knew is not entirely forgotten. So I watch the hurried footsteps of the morning rush, the leisurely strolls of weekend tourists, the lonely cleaner polishing the floor in the dead of night. I am a silent witness to countless small moments of joy, sorrow, love, and indifference. My stone heart cannot beat, but I feel the pulse of the city around me. I am Amasu, once guardian of the Assyrian king, now a keeper of stories in a world I could never have imagined. And as long as one person stops to look, to wonder, to remember, my watch continues. Thank you for listening to my story. Follow for more echoes from the past.